I'm going to try to give you a garden tour. See if that helps. This is the new doorway. And these are Amish paste tomatoes, most of them. There's one heirloom tomato there. Kelly made those trellises, and we've been kind of adding to things as we go along. I did heavily prune the tomatoes in the front, but the tomatoes in the back I couldn't reach as well because there was netting all around, but I could at least get some of that now. But apparently they're healthier and they produce better when you prune them, and these are indeterminate, so that just means that they continue to produce. The determinate tomatoes set all their fruit, and then that's it. We have more heirloom tomatoes over here that I've pruned. I'm pretty sure everything I got this year is indeterminate. But these have done really well. Some of them, all of these I bought as starts at Garland, and then over there are tomatoes that I started from seed, but I'll show you those in a minute. Yesterday and today I harvested some of the celery and didn't realize that it was actually multiple plants in the start that I got. So instead of this being this big plant with big celery in it, it's a bunch of smaller celery plants. And then behind that is those are cucumbers. Behind that we had beans. The beans didn't grow very well and didn't produce very well for some reason. And we're getting a little bit of insect damage. Not quite sure why. But this one has lots of flowers on it and lots of cucumbers in there. Lots of them. And these are slicers. And Kelly made all of these trellises. And then here are some squash plants that my friend gave to me, and they survived transplanting pretty well. These are delicata. They're both bush type, and they have some nice ones going. And then this is a Hubbard, which will be huge. These are potatoes. I bought some organic potatoes from the store that already had tiny little eyes on them, and we just let them go a little bit more. And then I cut them, let them dry for a few days, and we planted them, and they came up right away. It hasn't been in there very long, and they're huge. So in this bed we also grew lettuce, arugula. All of that's done now. It was all starting to bolt. Over here though, I cut the arugula right down to the dirt because they were going to seed and I wasn't going to save the seeds, and they're already coming back. And as this one is too, this is just some lettuces. I have the table on the ground there to try to smother out some weeds. I moved this pegboard type material back here to try to tamp down the weeds. I moved all the pots behind the greenhouse today. Try to tamp down the weeds there. And then these trees are ours, and we need to clean up the tree line. We have some branches that are down, just a little too tangled. So, and there are some blackberries back in there, so we gotta get to that at some point. And then the ivy, I don't think you can see, but the ivy is growing up those trees over there, so I'm gonna do something about it. I really like this fencing. It's really not very noticeable from a distance, but so far it's keeping all the deer out, and then that keeps the bunnies out. We have a lot of bunnies around here. So this is the whole garden. I figured it would be better to do it when the sun was starting to go down, which I can't believe it's already, maybe it's later than I think. But these are, let's see, these are butternut squash. I got those as starts, but they weren't very big in the little pots, and put them in there and they've gone nuts. I think we're gonna do a cattle panel between some of these, and then Kelly's gonna do ladder trellises out of cedar. So I planted a lot of flowers in here for now. These outer beds, it'll at some point it'll get hard to reach over by the netting since there's not access from the other side. So I'll probably just grow decorative things when I have big squash in the way. These are peppers. We're still growing some peppers in the greenhouse that actually have quite a few peppers on them. These do not. These have some flowers, but oh, this one has a little pepper on it, look. Huh. So I have a feeling that those will produce a lot better. July, August are hotter here. Then I did all flowers in this bed. Some dahlia tubers. I don't think anything will get super tall, which I wasn't really wanting anything tall because this is the southernmost beds. Hi, Chandler. Then we have yellow squash here, crookneck, pretty sure. And then some of the tomato starts that I had done, they're mystery because actually these, I'm not sure what they are because I gave up on the seeds sprouting, and so I used the soil to repot something else, and then they came up. So then I repotted them. They just wanted to live. And then here we have some cantaloupe melons and more flowers. I'll be right with you, Chandler. More tomatoes. These might be slicers. Can't remember. Yeah, bush steak slicers. And then cucumbers along the edge there, which I'll need to maybe pull some out because now I don't have access on the other side. We were going to put another door over here and put compost over there behind the woodshed, but it's just a lot of extra work right now and we needed to get it fenced off. And I think we're gonna put the compost over behind the greenhouse or on the other side of the greenhouse so it's more accessible for that. But that's it for now. I have more to plant from the greenhouse. There's more squash, some watermelons that came up, and a few other things, more herbs and things.